Good morning, Junior Resource. Mr. Ramsden here. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great long weekend and you got to get outside and enjoy some of the nice weather. It was a little cloudy, some part of it, but we still had overall a pretty great weekend. So I hope you did too. Since it is now Tuesday, May 19th, we are going to get started with our learning. So today, if you guys check out your timetable, if you haven't already, today on our schedule, we have introduction of some new sight words. So we'll go through those really quickly, and then we're going to be checking out a book written by Julia Donaldson called The Detective Dog. So let's jump into our words, and then I'll introduce that book to you guys, and then we'll read along, and then I'll post some questions for you guys to talk about at home with your families, and if you get a chance, you can definitely share them here on our Seesaw page. All right, let's get to it. All right, sight word time. So we're going to start with heart words, red rainbow words, and orange words. To get to your level faster, go down the description in this YouTube page and it'll show different timestamps, and I'll tell you, and you can jump right to the heart words, the orange words, or the red words, whichever level you're working on. So you can go ahead and do that. When I'm reading your words to you guys today, I'm going to say the word, or I'm going to give you guys a little time first to respond, to try to read the word and recognize it right away. I'll say the word, spell it, give a sentence, and say the word one more time. So we'll do that with all the words, and then at the end of each level, there's a list of the words from last week. So if you haven't finished working on those or mastering last week's word, please take a look at them there and keep practicing those as well. Let's get started. Sound going on background, including my cat typing me on. Let's get started anyways. All right. So starting with our heart words. Was. He was glad to see her. W-A-S. Was. For. F-O-R. This is for you. For. You. Y-O-U. You are my favorite. You. Is. I-S. This is a great way to learn. Is. All right, so last week's words to keep practicing if you need to. The, a, to, and. Moving on to red rainbow words. In. I can't wait to come in the school. I-N. In. If. I-F. If it is true, we will find out. If. On. O-N. Turn the light on. On. Off. O-F-F. Turn the light off. Off. Great job, everyone. So last week's red rainbow words were as followed. At, am, an, it. So please, if you need to, continue to practice those. Moving on to orange rainbow words. Did. D-I-D. I did my work. Did. Will. W-I-L-L. I will try my best. Will. Big. B-I-G. The giant was really big. Big. Six. Yesterday, six. S-I-X. Today he turned 6. 6. Last week's orange rainbow words: had, can, ran, him. Please continue to practice those orange rainbow word, kiddos, and keep practicing this week's words as well. And let's move on. When a crime needs solving, there's only one dog for the job. This is the book we're about to read coming up right now. It's called The Detective Dog. It was written by Julia Donaldson and it's illustrated by Sarah Ogilvie. I may be saying that wrong. I apologize. I doubt she's watching that. This is a fun little book. It's apparently very popular in a lot of other circles. I hadn't actually read it until last year. We were traveling and we were at an airport in England, actually, and we realized we left some books at home for my daughter. And so we went and grabbed the book, a few books that were on sale, and we found this book, and I just love it. It's a story about a dog named Nell, who's a super sniffer and solves lots of mysteries around the house, and then uses that super sniffer to solve a real mystery crime that happens at a local school. It's a book about dogs. It's a book about children. It's a book about children and dogs that love books. So we're going to dive into that right now. I hope you guys enjoy it, and then catch me right after, and we are going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to give you guys some questions to think about for the book. All right, let's get going. There once was a dog with a keen sense of smell. She was known far and wide as Detective Dog Nell. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Time after time, Nell the detective solved crime after crime. Who threw the hazelnuts down from the trees? Who took the honey away from the bees? Who did the poo on the new gravel path? How did the spider get into the bath? Sniff, sniff, sniff. With a wag of her tail, Nell the detective was hot on the trail. Nell shared her house with a person called Peter, a very nice child, though he could have been neater. And 6-year-old Peter was one of those boys who kept mislaying his clothes and his toys. Sniff, 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 nose on the ground. These are the things the detective dog found. The bus in the bowl and the book in the bed. The sock in the sofa and the shoe in the shed. The tumble-down teddy, the bounce-away ball. Yes, Nell the detective discovered them all. Now Nell did detection from Tuesday till Sunday, but did something totally different each Monday. She found Peter's bag, then she tracked down her lead, and set off to school where she heard children read. The children loved reading their stories to Nell, and Nell loved to listen, and also the smell. Sniff, 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 mixed in the air was plasticine, custard, and newly washed hair, the crusts in the bins and the coats on the hooks, but the best smell of all was the smell of the books. There were books about dinosaurs and books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turned into frogs. There was books about dragons and books about dogs. But then came a Monday when all was not well. Nell sniffed the air and she smelled the wrong smell. Into the classroom the two of them hurried. She found Mr. Jones looking terribly worried. He tugged at his hair and he let out a sigh. Oh. Peter looked around and he started to cry. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What's going on? The books, cried out Peter. The books have all gone. Oh no. Nell gave a growl grrr, when she heard the bad news, but then started sniffling and searching for clues. Sniff, 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 on the bookshelf a cap. That thief must have dropped it, that terrible chap. Nell sniffed the cap, then she tugged on her lead, and woof, she was off at an astonishing speed. Everyone followed Detective Dognell. She stopped at the traffic lights. What could she smell? She smelled sniff, 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 haddock, which is fish, and hay, pizza, and penguins, and further away, the smell of the thief, and how very exciting. Thousands of pages all covered in writing. She is smelling those things. She can smell all that other stuff too, but she still smells the books. Then woof, they were off with no time to stop past the farm and the zoo and the takeaway shops. They raced through the field where the rabbits smelled good, then over the golf course and into the woods. They thrashed through the undergrowth, leafy and dense, till they came to a gate and an old wooden fence. Then Nell started growling, and she pricked up her ear. She barked, and that bark meant that thief is in here. They flung the gate open, and Peter cried, "Look!" For there sat a man with his nose in a book. There were many more books poking out of a sack, and the children yelled, "Those are our books! Give them back!" Sniff, sniff, sniff. The book thief looked sad. "I'm sorry," he sniffed. "I know I've been bad. Stealing is wrong, but I just meant to borrow. I was planning to give all the books back tomorrow." To borrow? To borrow? Nell pricked up an ear. She barked, and the bark meant, "I have an idea." Then, woof, she was off, and away they all sped, including the book thief, who said, "I'm Ted." Sniff, sniff, sniff. They raced through the woods, over the field where the rabbits smelled good. I don't know about you guys, but when my dogs smell rabbits, they can't think of anything else. So Nell must be pretty focused. They panted and puffed past the takeaway shop, where they have fish and pizza, the zoo and the farmyard with never a stop, except to retrieve Peter's scarf and his ball, which someone had thoughtfully placed on a wall. Oh, he must have dropped it on his run. Till they came to a building with the doors open wide. And what did they see when they all went inside? Thousands of books from the floor to the ceiling. The books gave the thief the most heavenly feeling. "Where am I?" he said, and Peter replied, "In the library, Ted. You can join if you want to. There isn't a fee. And then you can take lots of books out for free." So Ted has a lovely new library card, and he sits reading books in his little backyard. And when it's a Monday, Detective Dog Nell visits a school with a wonderful smell. Sniff, sniff, sniff with a faraway look. She smells and she listens to book after book. She listens to books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes that turn into frogs, books about dragons, and books about dogs. All the old books and new one as well. The story of daring Detective Dog Nell. The end. So that was Detective Dog Nell. I hope you guys enjoyed the book. I enjoy it. We're just going to ask a few simple questions about the story for you guys before you move on. Some conversations you can have with your family members and friends. So first thing, fiction or nonfiction? So just to go over what those mean again. A fictional story is a story that's not true or just based on an imagination and not real events. Nonfiction is a story that's based on facts or previous events that have actually happened. So that might include, facts might include books about animals, books about science, and things like that. They also might include stories about from history and things that actually happened in real life. The Detective Dog. Is this a true story? Could it be a true story? What are your thoughts? Please feel free to share them here on Seesaw or on your learning platform, or to share them with your family members and friends. Next thing I want you guys to think about is, who's the main character of The Detective Dog? Is it, in fact, Nell, the detective dog, who is on the cover? Possibly. A likely thought. Could it be Peter, Nell's friend and boy? Could it be Mr. Jones, Peter's teacher, and all the classmates who Nell loves spending time with? Or could it be the story's antagonist? Or the bad guy is another way of saying that. The one who causes the problem. Yes, that is the book thief, Ted. I made some bad choices, but you know what? Really turn it around, apologize, and at the end, ended up pretty happy with his very own book or library card and lots of books to borrow when with permission, which what he didn't do before. So I want you guys to think about those things, okay? So is this story a fiction or nonfiction? If it is a fictional story, could a story like this be true and really happen? Who's the main character of the story? Nell, the detective dog, Peter, Mr. Jones, the classmates, or the book thief? And then finally, to end it all off, I want a thumb score of what you guys thought of this book. Would you recommend it to a family member or a friend? Thumbs up if you think it's a great book and you definitely recommend it to a friend. Thumbs sideways if it was an okay story. I might recommend it. I'm not sure. Thumbs down if you're like, no, I wouldn't recommend this story. Not my favorite book. Talk about with your family member or friends. If your siblings are in the room, let them watch it. Watch me read the story too, or hope they did follow along. Did they like it? What was their thoughts about it? Feel free to share here on Seesaw or on your learning platform that you're working on and give us your thoughts. Thanks. All right, Junior Resource, that wraps everything up for Tuesday, May 19th. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow, which is Wednesday, May 20th. We're going to be doing our sight words over again, and then we're going to be using our magnet boards to do some making words. If you want us to get an early start on that activity today, please feel free to do so. You need the letters I, U, G, J, M, N, P. So I'm going to say that again. So I, U, G, J, M, N, P. Go ahead and pull them out on your magnet board. Try to make some different words. Maybe you can get ahead of the activity that we're going to do tomorrow. There's lots of different words there you could build. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.